Hello to all audiences who are in a relationship and deeply love their girlfriend or boyfriend. Welcome back to Relifted Cinema. Today, we have come to introduce you to some of the best series of films that you must watch with your partner. Watching these films is not without its charm, and at the very least they help you understand that every relationship, no matter how great and perfect it may seem, inevitably has its ups and downs, and in the end, real love lies in staying and fighting together through tough times. Ultimately, finding shared values in ethics and behavior can make a relationship everlasting. Now, let's not waste any time and analyze the films. 3 titles from the best romantic genre, namely the After 365 Days and 50 Shades series, promise an emotional experience. These films not only highlight the intense passion between couples, but also emphasize the struggles and complexities that come with love. By watching these movies, you can explore the dynamics of relationships and the challenges that couples face, leading to a deeper appreciation for the shared journey of love. Please note that the films mentioned explore adult content and themes, so it's important to ensure that both you and your partner are comfortable and consenting to watch them together.
First of all, I kindly request that friends who are under 18 years old avoid watching the video, as the content we are discussing is not suitable for them. If you want my personal opinion, in general, I believe that the movie series 365 Days leans more towards being sexual rather than romantic. And in a way, it gave me the feeling of watching a softcore porn film. However, overall, it was excellent. Regarding 50 Shades, we are presented with a character, Christian Grey, who has masochistic tendencies due to his experiences with his mother's friend when he was 15, based on dominance and submission. However, for those who are into the BDSM style of sex, this film was extraordinary, especially in terms of the deep emotional and romantic scenes between Anna and Christian. In general, this film gave me a sense of luxurious love. On the other hand, the film After portrays a teenage love story with intense romantic issues between Tessa and Hardin, including their stubbornness and rebellious behavior. It creates a unique and pure romance in this genre. Please note that these are personal opinions and interpretations of the films.
Just a quick reminder, if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Now let's back to the commentary.
After is a romantic drama film adapted from a novel series by Anna Todd. The story revolves around Tessa Young, a naive and inexperienced young woman, and Hardin Scott, a rebellious guy with a bad boy image. They meet in college, and their relationship undergoes various ups and downs. While Tessa is initially intrigued and annoyed by Hardin, they eventually bond over their shared love of fiction books. Their romance progresses gradually, with implied sensuality and a few passionate encounters. However, their relationship faces challenges, including drama from Hardin's friends and conflicts arising from their differing perspectives on love. The film focuses heavily on their romantic relationship, with the performances characterized by monotone acting and dialogues that fluctuate between overly sweet romantic statements and explanations of Hardin's troubled past. Overall, the film provides a glimpse into the complexities of young love and the struggles faced by the main characters as they navigate their relationship. After We Collided, the sequel to After, continues the tumultuous romance between Tessa Young and Hardin Scott. Tessa, still deeply affected by their previous breakup, starts a new job as a publishing intern and becomes entangled in a rebound relationship. Despite this, her feelings for Hardin remain, and when his mother assumes they're still together, Tessa goes along with it. Their relationship becomes a cycle of passionate encounters and fights, fueled by their inability to communicate effectively. Meanwhile, Hardin's troubled past resurfaces as they attend his father's Christmas party, resulting in drunken and embarrassing incidents. The movie suffers from a lack of substance in its storyline, consisting mainly of repetitive incidents in Tessa and Hardin's tumultuous relationship. The characters lack depth and fail to generate any meaningful chemistry on screen. In an attempt to break free from its PG-13 origins, the film ventures into R-rated territory, but the execution feels forced and awkward. Overall, After We Collided falls short as a serious romantic drama and lacks the sleazy allure it aims for, leaving viewers with a sense of disappointment and the knowledge that 2 more installments of this saga are to come. After We Fell, the 3rd installment in the After series, continues the tumultuous love story between Tessa Young and Hardin Scott. Adapted from the popular YA romance novels, the film follows Tessa's new job in Seattle and the strain it puts on her relationship with Hardin. The movie assumes a familiarity with the previous books and films, leaving newcomers feeling lost amidst the tangled web of relationships. The performances in After We Fell are lackluster, with wooden acting and a lack of chemistry between the main characters. The sex scenes, intended to add passion, come across as bland and unimpressive, lacking authenticity and eroticism. Overall, the film fails to engage viewers who are not die-hard fans of the series, offering little substance or excitement. It seems that even the Fiennes family, of acting acclaim, would struggle to find enjoyment in these movies. After Ever Happy, the fourth installment in the After franchise, continues the lackluster saga of Tessa and Hardin's romance. Set in the gap between the third and fifth films, this episode offers little substance and serves as a filler. The plot follows Tessa and Hardin as their relationship takes yet another rocky turn, with predictable patterns of breakups and reconciliations. The film suffers from confusing recasting of characters and a disjointed sense of time and place. The lack of chemistry between the leads is evident, as their love scenes lack any genuine passion. Despite its dedicated fan base, this episode fails to deliver an engaging narrative and leaves viewers eagerly awaiting an end to the franchise's mediocrity. Overall, After Ever Happy falls short in providing a compelling storyline and satisfying character development. The movie's gauzy and insincere cinematography adds to its lackluster appeal. For fans of the series, this installment may serve as a temporary distraction, but it fails to offer anything of substance. As the film ends with a tantalizing "to be continued" title, viewers are left with the realization that there is still one more movie to endure before breaking free from the captivity of this largely forgettable franchise. After Everything, the fifth and final installment in the After series, fails to provide a satisfying conclusion to the tumultuous romance between Hardin and Tessa. The film focuses primarily on Hardin's journey of self-reflection as he grapples with the consequences of his past actions. However, it neglects to explore Tessa's perspective and her new life in New York, leaving viewers with a one-sided narrative. The lack of chemistry between the lead characters and their repetitive cycle of fighting and reconciling over sex further detract from the film's impact. Ultimately, After Everything feels like a forced and underwhelming ending to the series, leaving audiences with mixed feelings and a sense of missed opportunities for growth and redemption. 365 Days is a highly questionable and politically objectionable Polish film that follows the story of Laura, a shallow and vapid woman who is kidnapped by Massimo, a mafia boss, and given 365 days to fall in love with him. The film attempts to emulate the success of the 50 Shades franchise, but falls short, offering cringe-worthy dialogue and regressive themes. Despite moments of unintended humor, the film glorifies captivity, objectification, and non-consensual acts, perpetuating harmful stereotypes. The story unfolds as Laura is taken against her will to a luxurious setting, where she reluctantly agrees to a deal with Massimo, promising her freedom in exchange for staying with him. Their relationship progresses, Laura's resistance weakens, and they engage in a series of sex scenes that are visually appealing but lack substance. The film's deplorable depiction of sexual politics and its endorsement of toxic masculinity through Massimo's mafia persona are deeply problematic. Ultimately, 365 Days exploits its ridiculous plot and shamelessly sets the stage for sequels, leaving viewers with a sense of disappointment and discomfort. 365 Days, This Day, is the sequel to the controversial and wildly popular film 365 Days, known for its similarities to 50 Shades of Grey. The story continues with Laura, a Polish hotel worker, preparing to marry Massimo, a mafioso who kidnapped her and gave her 365 days to fall in love with him in the first film. However, Laura harbors a dark secret. She survived an attack but lost her unborn child, which Massimo is still unaware of. As the film unfolds, we are presented with a series of explicit and repetitive sex scenes, set against sweeping vistas and an abundance of pop songs that attempt to convey emotion and distract from the lack of cohesive plot or chemistry between the characters. While Laura desires more independence and struggles with her role as a mob wife, the introduction of a sexy gardener named Nacho adds a new twist to the storyline. However, the film fails to provide meaningful character development or engage the audience beyond the titillation of explicit scenes. The sequel follows the same formula as its predecessor, leaving viewers unsatisfied and anticipating another installment that promises more of the same formulaic and uninspiring content. Overall, 365 Days This Day lacks substance and treats both its viewers and characters with disdain, resulting in a disappointing and shallow viewing experience. The next 365 Days, the third installment in the 365 Days series on Netflix, fails to recapture the provocative allure of its predecessors. The film centers around a lackluster love triangle between Laura, Massimo, and Nacho, all of whom are stunningly attractive but profoundly uninteresting. As the plot attempts to build on the events of the previous film, such as an evil twin and a climactic shootout, it becomes evident that the series is relying on cheap thrills rather than substance. While there are moments of surprise, notably a brief kiss between Nacho and Massimo, the sex scenes lack the imaginative appeal of the previous films. Laura's romantic confusion between the two men becomes the central tension of the next 365 days, but it fails to engage the viewer due to the film's overall tiredness. The design, costumes, and dialogue also appear uninspired, with unremarkable outfits, interchangeable settings, and dialogue that often feels awkward. Despite the weariness evident in its execution, the film leaves the door open for another installment, refusing to provide closure and instead leaving viewers hanging on a frustratingly unresolved note. 50 Shades of Grey, both the book and the subsequent film adaptation, has captivated millions of people around the world. The story follows the curious Anastasia Steele, who becomes entangled in a complex relationship with the enigmatic billionaire Christian Grey. The film stays true to the book's focus on style, luxury, and the trappings that money can provide. However, it falls short in its attempt to fully capture the passionate and intense nature of the characters' interactions. While the film is competently made, with decent acting and somber cinematography, it outshines the book in terms of coherence and readability. E.L. James, the author, has been criticized for her lackluster prose and grammatical errors. Despite this, the novel's popularity stems from its ability to tap into a common human desire for escapism and the yearning for our loved ones to acquire a life of luxury. The film, though constrained by its R rating, aims to present a tasteful rendition of the sexually charged narrative. However, it falls short in truly delving into the depth of the character's exploration of dominance and submission, opting for a more restrained approach that may leave some viewers desiring more explicit content. Overall, while the film showcases the opulent lifestyle portrayed in the book, it fails to fully capture the intensity and sensuality that made the story a global phenomenon. 50 Shades Darker is the sequel to 50 Shades of Grey and follows the tumultuous relationship between Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele. Christian, a wealthy and sexually dominant man, grapples with his traumatic past while trying to rebuild his relationship with Anastasia. The film explores themes of control, consent, and the limits of BDSM as Christian and Anastasia navigate various obstacles such as old lovers, shady business deals, and personal demons. While the film takes itself seriously, it is often unintentionally funny due to its repetitive and ridiculous dialogue. Despite its focus on BDSM, the movie prioritizes a conventional narrative of a damaged man seeking transformation and a loving woman hoping for a better future with him. Overall, 50 Shades Darker is seen as a retro bore that fails to fully delve into the complexities of power dynamics in BDSM. In the film, Dakota Johnson's portrayal of Anastasia Steele stands out with her intelligence, sense of humor, and ability to bring some levity to the otherwise silly dialogue. The cast also includes Kim Basinger as Elena Lincoln, the woman who introduced Christian to the world of bondage, and Bella Heathcote as Layla, Christian's previous submissive who becomes obsessed with Anastasia. The movie's focus on the dramatic narrative rather than exploring the negotiation and dynamics of BDSM disappoints those seeking a more nuanced depiction of the subject. While the sexual scenes are present, they feel incidental rather than integral to the story. Despite the widespread fascination with 50 Shades and its exploration of female fantasies, the film raises questions about the appeal of a misogynistic relationship dynamic. Nonetheless, it is important to remember that the story is ultimately a fantasy, and what happens between consenting adults behind closed doors is not a cause for concern. Overall, 50 Shades Darker falls short in delivering a compelling narrative and fails to fully embrace the absurdities of sex and power. 50 Shades Freed, the final installment of the 50 Shades trilogy, continues the whirlwind romance between Anastasia Steele and Christian Grey. The film picks up with their wedding and follows them as they embark on their honeymoon and explore married life. While navigating their new roles as husband and wife, they face unexpected challenges, including a kidnapping attempt that tests their relationship. The movie primarily serves as a celebration of Anna and Christian's marriage, showcasing their opulent lifestyle, steamy sex scenes, and extravagant purchases. Although 50 Shades Freed lacks a strong narrative drive for most of its duration, it appeals to dedicated viewers who are invested in Anna and Christian's love story. The film deviates from the books and introduces new elements, such as car chases and gunplay, to add excitement and suspense. Despite its flaws and questionable plot developments, 50 Shades Freed provides escapism and indulgence for audiences, offering a realm of luxury and fantasy. Dakota Johnson's performance as Anna shines throughout the movie, demonstrating her ability to elevate the material and bring depth to her character. Ultimately, while the final film may not reach the same level of shock or intensity as its predecessors, it still leaves an impression and offers a satisfactory conclusion to the series.